This is the Juhr Show. Yeah. This is the Juhr Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Juhr Show. This is the Juhr Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Juhr Show. Yeah. This is the Juhr Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Juhr Show. Yeah. This is the Juhr Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Juhr Show. Yeah. This is the Juhr Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Juhr Show. Yeah. This is the Juhr Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. Came down to ice, it was popping off right. Saw agents arresting protesters, starting a riot. We ran into Tommy and told him off. Then we stayed a while and exposed them all. We got the Helmet Boy, brother Kevin and Benjamin. We got the last name Barra, and no, they're not twins. Then we went to Chandler's to see if anyone was pooping. Antifa safe house, we were never let in. We met Seth Todd, the gay Antifa clown. Then we met another Seth, he refused to throw down. They got some characters that hang out on the front. Spider Mike and PMT for the frogs and the dogs. You even got Crawler, who has a big heart. Travis got arrested by PPP. Now he's sitting on house arrest, playing with his PP. He got a hold by the US morals, FBI intelligence. Couldn't crack through the walls. This is part one of the insanity at ICE. Stick for part two, and we will see you tonight. It's gonna be a hit, and you thought you should know.
Good evening, everybody. Now, they tell you that these are lone wolf incidents. They tell you it's just random property damage by frustrated activists. But here at the Juhr Show, we don't buy that random narrative. We track the facts. Tell us that Travis William Juhr isn't just a guy with a grudge. He's the tactical lead of a coordinated cell that has been firebombing and shooting up American infrastructures for over a year. Tonight, we expose how a former IT tech architect allegedly siphoned $1 million from his employer to fund a private war. We track the secret meetings in Idaho desert, and we connect the dots between Portland, Salem, and a domestic terror cell out of Colorado. The masks have fallen. The truth is on fire. So let's get into it.
This is the Gaia Show. Yeah. This is the Gaia Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on, and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names.
You don't just wake up one day and decide to firebomb a Tesla dealership. You need funding. And we've uncovered that Juhr is facing charges for siphoning nearly $1 million from a Washington County tech firm. This wasn't for a mortgage. It was for the gear. We're talking suppressed 6 hours and industrial flamethrowers. But where did he learn to use them? Now, we've tracked this clandestine meetings to outside of Atomic City, Idaho. Why there? Because it's in the high desert. Nobody hears the shots. This is where Juhr and his associates and one of the FBI, and ones the FBI is still looking for, held their proving grounds. They weren't camping. They weren't drilling. Now, guys, we saw those text messages and those group chats that we revealed here. They weren't there to do all of this. They were drilling for the February offensive. That's what we think. Now, there was a February arson wave. Okay. But it all started last year with a Salem Molotov Tesla attack. By Adam Lansky. Same age as Juhr. Now move on to February 2026, the peak of the Juhr campaign. While the media was sleeping, Juhr was allegedly targeting incoming Tesla inventory. He wasn't just burning buildings. He was trying to wipe out the fleet before it even hit the floor. And that was with his flamethrower, his beloved flamethrower. Now, the flamethrower was found at his house. They didn't pursue any charges with these until they decided to go after the flamethrower, because they found it in his house during that search warrant operated by the FBI. The FBI searched his house. It was U.S. Marshals that arrested him. So he was arrested in November 2025 on the South Waterfront, but that was just a warm-up. By February, he had the flamethrower, and by February, subject to the getaway driver in the silver sedan. Now we're looking back at the Tigard shooting from last March. 7 shots in a Cybertruck. Was Juhr the trigger man too? They got one. They ended up getting one suspect. Now, we want to know about those ballistics. There's still somebody out on the run. Or did they get the right person? Now, this is Cooper. This is Cooper Jorlansky. This is the Colorado connection. Cooper Joe, or this is, excuse me, I apologize. Correction. This is Cooper Joe Frederick and Lucy Nelson. Cooper Joe Frederick and Lucy Nelson are kind of connected to this somehow. You want to know why? Because we tell you. This is Cooper Joe Frederick. and Justin Thomas, which is also known as Lucy Joe Nelson. These are going to play a key factor into this deep dive here. I guess we didn't have a Lucy Joe Nelson or a Lucy Nelson pulled up, but we're going to pull the Lucy Nelson image here and show you why this is a good connection. But before we do that, we'll just continue to go on into it. Cooper Joe Frederick and Lucy Nelson, also known as Justin Thomas, they use the exact same incendiary tactics in Loveland, and they were labeled domestic terrorists by the DOJ. Now we're officially on the lookout for that Texas-based suspect who is linked to Frederick. We believe the cell provides the subject to logistics for the Northwest hits. Now, if you see a young man in his 20s, tactical gear, driving a silver Jetta or a Civic, that's your ghost. That's the driver who pulled Travis Juhr away from the South Portland Flames. Now, we want to connect these people. Okay? And we're going to. Travis Juhr had a friend named Thomas Lucci. Thomas Lucci has a girlfriend named Angela Hartgrove. Thomas Lucci and Travis Juhr were in those chats together. Thomas Lucci, whose girlfriend is Angela Hartgrove, come from Loveland, Colorado. Lyons, Colorado, excuse me. They come from Lyons, Colorado. Guess who also comes from Lyons, Colorado? Cooper Joe Frederick. They have mutual connections through two people. Last name Font and the last name Funk. Travis Juhr is seen in this picture with what we believe is Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson is the suspect of a Tesla fire. Cooper Joe Frederick is the suspect of a Tesla fire. Thomas Lucci is also in this picture. So connecting these all together, how do you do it? You go for a FOIA request. Now let's talk about it. He's got a double tap arrest. While dealing with these federal charges, he gets arrested Wednesday morning. Now the FBI moves in on the interstate threats. They had the voicemail left by Juhr for the Nevada commissioner, April Becker. They had the obituary post targeting a 13-year-old child. We all know that. He sat under U.S. Marshal hold from February 13th through March. We all knew that. But what was in that cell to state what was finishing the DNA work on the flamethrower? They waited until his federal hearing on March 13th. The moment he thought he was walking free, they hit him with arson warrants. On the courthouse steps. And that's the reality of this investigation. This was the 6th hour. Remember that? So this is important because this is what was used and tested in Idaho. And this is how we connected Travis Juhr to Thomas Lucci. And then Thomas Lucci's girlfriend. And then two people connected to this person sitting next to Travis Juhr, who has lit Tesla facilities on fire. If you don't believe me, we can watch the news sources about it. Some pretty crazy connections, ladies and gentlemen. Um, we lost sound, but I think we have positive comms here now. Anyways, we filed the FOIA requests. Sorry, technical difficulties here. Got to switch back to the microphone. So we filed those FOIA requests. Hopefully we have those guys for you very soon. So we're demanding the Tesla footage. That's something that we're definitely going to do. We found out that he was targeting the new incoming arrivals. He was targeting the new incoming arrivals at the Tesla facility. You know, we want those high risk shots. So we're going to try and go after him. We're requesting the discovery index from the DA's office. And we want the names of every single person that Travis Juhr met in Idaho. We're doing the job of the mainstream media is too scared to do. If you have footage of that silver sedan in February, send it to us. That is believed to be the getaway car of Travis Juhr, of a man in his early 20s, driving away from the scene. Now, Travis Juhr thought he could hide behind a green frog sticker and a dozen X aliases. He thought that $1 million heist could buy him a clean getaway. He was wrong. The fire he started only lit way more of us to find him. We have the names, we have the dates, and we're just getting started. We're just getting started. And so that's basically all of the new content and uncoverings that we have found between connections with Travis Juhr and more of a coordinated effort, which the DOJ has already been taking a look into. And when you have Travis with pictures of people who have committed these acts on Tesla facilities, it is not just a lone wolf effort. Pam Bondi said it herself. And it's a pretty wild thing, especially here in Portland. So why hasn't this come to a actual national thing? Travis Juhr's next hearing is May 12th. And then he also has a hearing on April 9th. And then he also has a hearing, I believe, on the 13th. Don't quote the 13th. But just do your digging yourselves if you guys want to. Guys, I mean, here's an entire map, and we'll blow it up here for you. This is the entire map of all of the Tesla facilities in the United States. This guy was the one who attacked the Tesla facility in Salem. There's also connections to him in Colorado as well, between Adam Lansky and Mr. Nelson. Thomas Lucci is believed to be connected to Cooper Joe because Cooper Joe comes from Loveland. Thomas Lucci is friends with Travis. Thomas Lucci went to go test his 6-hour rifle with Travis Juhr. It's all coordinated. Here's his charges. This is Cooper Joe with an incendiary device, use of during felony, charge of criminal mischief, criminal attempt to commit class 5 or 6 felony, possess explosive or incendiary devices, second degree arson. And again, we've drafted FOIA requests to get these body cam worn footages of the arrest of Travis Juhr in his house and in the courthouse. We're looking for the security footage and the surveillance footage at Tesla. Because if we can have it, then we can easily uncover some things here. We can find where that getaway driver was, and where he was going, where he came from. Travis Juhr drove a Nissan Sentra, and he had a motorcycle. So, and it was gray, and the getaway vehicle was silver. We believe that Cooper, the man who is responsible for the attack on the Loveland Tesla facility, I believe, and Adam Lansky, just getting this in, Adam Lansky is the co-defendant of Adam Lansky is the co-defendant in the Salem case, right? With Mr. Nelson. It's very close. Breaking news of a vehicle shooting in the air, 89th Street in Kent, Washington. Adam Lansky, Cooper Joe Frederick, and Mr. Nelson, connected to Travis Juhr, Angela Hartgrove, and they tested the 6-hour rifle that they used to threaten and or allegedly, because we're going to use that word very open right now, allegedly, was this the rifle that was used to shoot up the Tigered Tesla? Was this one of the rifles used to shoot up the Tesla dealership in Loveland? Was this the rifle that Adam Lansky used? Or was this the rifle that Mr. Nelson used? These are all the questions that we have. These are all the questions that we have. We're going to get them answered. And we hope that you guys enjoyed watching this on the Geyer Show. Now, we told you we'd do some new things that we uncovered as a team. And because I can't figure all this stuff on my own. It's all public information, by the way. You just have to do the research on your own. Speaking of doing the research on your own, off topic, but there is a specific initiative trying to pass right now that I've been researching significantly, and it's initiative IP28. Guys, we need to make sure that doesn't pass on the House floor. It can't. We can't let it happen. Do your research yourself. Come to me if you want to figure out how we can stop that, because we're going to stop that. We got some great things coming on the Geyer Show. We have some people that we're going to be interviewing this week. Coming up on the Geyer Show, we've got Ben Edel. Wow. Everybody thought we called that guy out last week. Well, we're going to talk to him on the show. We're going to bring some people on to talk about the incidences that happened over the weekend in Portland. And breaking news, by the way, which is really good news. The boy was found. The 14-year-old boy out of Portland, Oregon, who ran away, wrote a suicide letter. And bear with me, guys. We're still dealing with some nasal stuff. I was sick over the weekend. Very sick. And dealing with the residuals. So if you hear me kind of nasally or tripping up my words, it's because I haven't drank my orange juice yet. And so they found the kid in the same exact spot where Veli Ray initially told me that's where we're going to go to find him. We just got to follow by Average Travis on Rumble. So let's bring it into the comments now. That's 5-5. I don't. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, somebody screenshot this. Got it? Screenshot? Whoa. Back off. Speaking of pulling guns on people, you guys want to talk about that? You want to talk about the incidents over the weekend? I've been asked to speak on it. I don't know if I should speak on it, but I've been asked to speak on it. A lot of people are speaking on it. Guys, if you don't know, somebody pulled a gun on somebody in Portland. It's not the first time this has happened. So we're just going to talk about it. Screw it. We're not going to let our own self censor ourselves. Last time we called out a page, not called out. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not going to call anybody out here. Okay. I'm not calling Shane out. I'm just saying people, if they're going to do something, they should hold themselves accountable for it. Real quick, my opinions, my thoughts, and I'll get this out there. If you're going to pull a gun on somebody, you should know why you're pulling a gun on somebody, and you should know what a gun is for. That should be in your training. You should understand that. And when Black Bloc, who I know is armed to the T, bro, they all love the Second Amendment. Every single one of them, they love the Second Amendment. And they're armed, the ones that aren't felons, because they're smart. They know they're out there committing crimes in their masks and stuff. And if they're felons, they don't want to be caught with guns. But for somebody, Violet Johnson, who has admitted that she's a 2A lover, for somebody to not pull her gun after a gun was pulled on her, that shows some trigger discipline and some control. You know? Also, I've seen Shane get surrounded, and times he didn't pull a weapon. Times that have been way worse than last night. So why was the gun pulled? Did he feel that his life was in danger? If his life was in danger, the gun would have been used, right? Because that's what a gun's for. When you pull a gun, you would expect the gun to be used because that's what the gun's for. A gun is intended to destroy your target. So you should have the common decency and the discipline and the understanding to know when to pull your gun and when not to pull your gun. There's a difference between a firearm and there's a difference between, like, let's say a dispersal gun. A dispersal gun, like a pepper ball or a gas, munitions, whatever it may be. But this is a firearm. This is lethal. This can hurt somebody severely to where it's going to kill them if you end up using your firearm. So that's my thought about it. Don't pull your gun if you're not going to use it. Warning shots for idiots. That's what warning shots are for. People who fire warning shots into the air are idiots. If you pull your gun, right, you should use it as self-defense, right? Because that's what it is for. It doesn't matter what the atmosphere is. Nobody else pulled a gun. and they were being surrounded. I've been surrounded way worse. I don't carry guns, but I wouldn't pull my gun at that point. You know? Whether it's justified or not by Shane, I can't determine that. I'm not an investigator. I'm not the person that determines that. I'm not the people that are on the jury that determines that. Right? Is it justified? So, but if you got black bloc that doesn't pull a gun, when they have a gun pointed right in their face, there's a difference from pulling your gun and holding it compared to pointing at somebody. You've made both accent, and I'll stop it with this. I'll stop it with this. And it doesn't matter who the person is behind it, right? Doesn't matter the person is behind it. The fact that if you have the training, you should know the training. You've now taken the action of pulling your gun and pointing it at somebody. The next action is to what? Is to use it. That should all be in one foul swoop because that should be your last resort. That wasn't his last resort. Obviously, there was a resort before that. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You guys can take with that, but we're going to end it with that. Not end the show, but that's what I'm going to say about that. Those are my opinions. That's how I feel about it. Now, Shane can take that the way he wants to take it. You guys can take that the way you want to take it, but that's common sense. Where was I last night? Sleeping, bro. Kenneth, I was sleeping. I was sleeping where I belong. Preacher was down there for 4 hours. Now, you really want me to start talking about some stuff? I'm not talking about other people, bro. I saw the video. I'm not talking about other people. And that's all I said about that. So we're going to end that conversation about that. You know my opinion. Don't come onto my show and tell me who I can and can't talk about. You don't produce this show. You're not the runner of this show. And if you don't like the opinion, let's have a conversation about it. But you can't tell me who I can and can't talk to. So I appreciate that. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
This is the Gaia Show. Yeah. This is the Gaia Show.
Welcome back to the Gaia Show, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody? We got to remove these from the stage. It's been a crazy thing with Travis Juhr. And we're going to wait until the new stuff comes out. Like I said, we're working hard on trying to get those FOIAs out there. This is a funny picture. You guys remember this? This is a video that went viral, and that's what made Travis famous. This was a video that, oh man, that was interesting. On his way into court for spitting on us. Excuse me, spitting on myself. Spitting on a fellow reporter. Haley West, guys, go check out her stuff. She's doing a lot of cool reports, reporting on the good stuff. You know, she's out there in the thick of it. So is she allowed to talk about people then? Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Guyer Digital. That's Guyer, Digital, Digital, on all social media platforms, on all payment platforms. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Y'all ain't hood built in, somebody says. All right, let's jump into the comments here. We're going to go back all the way to the beginning. And just pick out a few. Somebody says, this is Monkey. It says, Mister, please connect the dots with Pam. You get the results. Expose her as a true terrorist who designs all the violence on McAdam in person. We don't think so. I don't think Pam's hit, guys. You want Pam to be it so bad, but I don't think it's it. I don't think she's the one. I think it's a bigger organization that's not down there right now. It's not down there right now. People are saying Spider Mike. Nope, Spider's. I don't think so too. Wonder where he got and learned how to use the flamethrower. That's a great question, Kentucky. Where did he learn the flamethrower? Where did he get the flamethrower from? That's expensive. Was it part of his $1 million of the heist? I mean, if you've got all that money, you might as well. I just want to give a shout out to my mods. We got some great mods in here. Some great mods in here helping us out. It's Angela Hartlove on the right. And if you've been following along, Angela Hartlove is Thomas Lucci's girlfriend. Thomas Lucci is training with Travis Juhr with this 6-hour rifle. We've got Thomas Lucci's phone number. We've got his contact. I think we're going to reach out to him and see if he's got any comment on what they talked about during those firing ranges, if he wants to take us out there. Do we believe Thomas Lucci is conspiring to do this? No, we don't. We don't. But Travis had people that he would reach out to, and they would go to these meetups with him. And some of them didn't like the rhetoric that he was pushing, but they, okay, whatever. Do your thing, dude. They didn't know it was on a different level. They didn't know that he was going to set fire to a Tesla facility. I mean, we have those chats. Pam is no concern. And that's a fact. Yeah, Pam's not a concern to us. Hey, can somebody make Kentucky off grid? Hey, mods, I need you to make a Kentucky off grid. One of my mods on YouTube. He's a mod on X, but we need to make him a mod on YouTube. Can we do that? My gun score gets flamethrowers for around $400 more if you get the big tank. Now, he didn't have the boring flamethrower, but if you look at his LinkedIn stuff, what about that dude with the black coat and the Antifa crap on it? Every time he's around, he's violent and instigating too. Hey guys, yeah, we know who that dude is. There we go. We're gonna make Kentucky off grid a mod here. Perfect. Yeah, we know who that dude is, and we know why he's here. Highly believe that Pam is a communication disseminator. Yeah, I mean, she may be tied in on her own little protester thing, but she's not tied to this Travis Juhr case at all. Yeah, she's just a professional protester. If we could get the Cash App links hooked up, we got people asking for them in private chats over here. Mods, if I can get that help over here, we've got that in the mod chat at the very top. Appreciate you guys. Guys, we got a clothing line coming out. Do you guys want to see? His name is Nassar. We'll see if we can pronounce this with the stuff he knows. Nassar Ibrahim Abu Samak Frost Wraps. The black guy with the black jacket. That's the guy with the black jacket. Abbott Travis is glad you are feeling better. Look at that. Thank you, sir. If you guys want to check out his emoji or his whatchamacallit right here. What is that called? An avatar? That's his avatar. That Geyer Digital created. And we've got a whole series coming out with our mods. It's going to be like a whole, I guess we're breaking this live on the Geyer show. My mods don't even know this, but I'm creating a series for you guys, an animated series. And it's going to be like a cartoon. We're going to watch it. We're going to create new ones as the Geyer Show continues. So we're going to follow each and every single uh, moderators, uh, animated scenes or their story, and we're going to just do like episodes as intros and outros to the Geyer Show, probably for the month of May. And I think that's going to be pretty cool. So be on the lookout for that. Also, be on the lookout for some things for the people that we've got coming on the podcast. We're trying to get some governor elect people on the podcast to talk about, certain legislation bills that are sneaking their way through, or certain bills that are trying to sneak their way through, certain initiatives that are trying to sneak their way through. And we don't want that to happen, especially with IP28. So we've got some people coming up on the show that we're trying to get. Definitely Ben Edel's going to be coming on the show and talking about his campaign and his run for the House of Representatives. And he's going to give his story on his relationship with Mr. Ed Deal, because we did a story about Ed Deal and why he had the complacency um, issues. Like, why are you worried about a transportation act, and why are you worried about the bus systems of Wash County? Like, why are you worried about that? And you're not going to vote? I mean, you missed 50% of your votes, Mr. Ed Deal. Why? Like, and you want us to think that you're going to be a good run for governor? Come on, man. We want to know why. Couldn't give the answers to the questions. I mean, you talked about how bad the problems are here in Portland and around Oregon, and how the Democrats have messed everything up. How are you going to fix it? I saw one candidate tell us how he's going to fix it. So that's what we got going on. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for our sponsor out on the water. That's Northwest Bound Outdoors. Guys, one of the best guide fishermen to do it. You want to get out there, get on a fish, salmon, steelhead, sturgeon, whatever it may be. Right now is the beginning of spring Chinook season. The Columbia River closes on the 12th of April. So if you want to get out there for a weekend, 971, it's rolling on the bottom of your screen right now, 971 599 9574. Again, that's 971 599 9574. Get on to the Geyer Show, or get on a boat with Kevin at Northwest Bound Outdoors and tell him the Geyer Show sent you. 971 599 9574. Send him a text with the code at the Geyer Show. NorthwestBoundOutdoors.com, NWBoundOutdoors.com, www.nwboundoutdoors.com. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody says, what, WTF, a river closes? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. They close down certain fisheries throughout the year due to dangers of, logs moving through. Turbidity is terrible. But it also allows the fish to spawn and do their thing. So we've got South Dakota in the house. Welcome to Oregon. We are across the United States. We are international because we're all the way we got viewers from Canada, the UK. This is the Geyer Show. Hey, if you're just now tuning in and you haven't been following along, we just covered the Travis Juhr files, some more stuff that we've uncovered. Yes, Nassar. That is the guy who is coming down preaching all of this anti-ICE, anti-Christian, anti-American rhetoric. People are saying we need the SAVE Act ASAP. I haven't researched that too much. There's some things that I don't know about. Like, I didn't know who Nick Shirley was until he came to Portland. Then we met him. I said, hey, that's a nice kid. And then we saw him on YouTube. We're like, holy crap. Kid's doing some real work over here. Uncovering fraud in Minnesota and California. Guys, we uncovered some things. We're going to break that here soon. We're going to break that here very soon. We've been working on this. And once we have some real solid evidence here, we're going to make it public. And it's if you've been following along, a fellow reporter and I went into a certain part of Portland and went looking for our lost cat. A lost cat. Because the reward was like $100. Voter ID thing. Yes, there's a lot of voter ID fraud going on in California. I think we're over Pam. Pam's a dead lead into any sort of investigation or any sort of deep dive or anything like that. Kentucky off grid coming in with clutch. Coming in clutch. I've got Newsom and Antifa connection. Future news. Okay, guys. Bookmark that. Bookmark that. I was fired up, man. I was fired up about, finding some dirt on Pam, but faulty business dealings, whatever it may be. She's not tied into a greater network, I don't think. Look into the Oregon governor's wife. See, I've seen this a couple times. I'm going to look at this comment now. Look into the Oregon governor's wife. She's connected to so many homeless nonprofits with different names connected to a main one. You guys want to hear something interesting? We know where Tina Kotek goes to church. Tina Kotek goes to a church that allegedly harbors illegals. Allegedly. There's these homeless. We're gonna talk about something right now. Hold on. I'll show you. I'm gonna have to dive deep into these real quick. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Chat amongst yourselves. After we come back, I'm going to show you apart from this church where it's these homeless shelters. It's these homeless shelters that this church is providing. And we believe that there's illegal aliens being harbored within those homeless shelters. We believe. We don't know if that's a true thing or not, but we have speculation. So I'm gonna find this video real quick to share with you guys. And then we'll be right back.
This is the Gaia Show. Yeah. This is the Gaia Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on, and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Gaia Show. This is the Gaia Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on, and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Gaia Show. Yeah. This is the Gaia Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on, and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name names. This is the Gaia Show. Yeah. This is the Gaia Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on, and the.
All right. So we couldn't find it. Sorry, guys. So we went into this episcopal. It's hard for us to pronounce. Episcopal church, and this Episcopal church right next to it has these homeless huts, and it was all broadcasted. Tina Kotek, she was there, and we had one of the pastors of one of these churches. Now, we don't know if it's this Episcopal church. That's how you pronounce it. We don't know if it's this Episcopal church, but we were told by one of the pastors off camera that they harbor undocumented immigrants, aka illegal citizens, illegal aliens inside of these homeless shelters. Now that was off of what we heard in speculation, not in speculation, but that's what she told us. She told us. She told us. And we're going to figure out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out which church. We know these churches are corrupt out here too. We know the people that doxed these ICE agents. We know the people that doxed everybody, that put everybody on a watch list. I mean, if you take a look at the watch list, we're all on this watch list. Yeah. So there's some things that we could go work on, ladies and gentlemen, that are right here local within Portland. So there's also this homeless industrial complex with this harm reduction with these nonprofits that we want to go take a look at too, guys. We found one of these harm reduction buildings. We're going to go there tomorrow. And it's going to be crazy. Tonight, we've been summoned to go down into Portland and go cover the Stadium Super Red documentary that we're working on. Guys, this Measure 110 has completely ruined this place's storefront, right? She only stays open to pay the taxes. And so we're going to go and document the crime. She had 5 people steal from her store yesterday. 5 people. It's ridiculous. Pastor Heather Hellman is our subject of the figuring out if she's leading coalitions to harbor illegal aliens. And she is good friends with the United Methodist churches who wear the transgender stuff around themselves. And they go down and they do these blue Christmases in solidarity with people who allegedly been killed inside of the ICE facilities. So lots of stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of stuff. But we're going to connect these Tesla dealership attacks. We know that Travis Juhr went after the cars, the oncoming arrivals. But why? Why Tesla? Has it been the new thing is to attack Tesla? Guys, we posted back in October the damage done to some Tesla vehicles, the vandalism. And you saw the kafaya inside of the driver's seat, wrapped around the back headrest of the driver's seat. You saw that kafaya. You saw the rhetoric that was written all over that Tesla. Guys, you see the rhetoric that's written all over the building. But you also see the rhetoric that's been yelled at him, pointed at him. It's lawless down there. But we're going to show you a different side of Portland tonight. And that'll be live on our X channel later this evening. It's still early. It's still 10 o'clock. So it's nice outside, just a little chilly. And we're going to continue to work on this documentary. It's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be about an hour and a half long. We'll premiere it live on the Geyer Show. But that's all I got for you guys for tonight. Is there anything you guys have for me? You want to do a Q&A session real quick? Guys, don't forget to donate to the Cash App if you like what you hear, if you like what you see. If you want to keep Geyer on scene and keep us reporting, that's Cash App, Geyer Digital with that little $sign in front of it. Venmo at Geyer Digital. That's GUYERDIGITAL. Guys, get us to monetization on YouTube. We want to get our content out to as much as people who want to see it and hear it. I know there's more people across this country that like to hear about things happening in Portland, considering Portland has become a hot spot. But we're going to be covering more than just Portland, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a beginning, and it's something that we're building here together. And that's what we're going to get, is something great. Media content, deep dives, long forms, live from the Geyer Show studios. And it's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. But we got to go get ourselves better. 100%. We're still leaking out of our nose just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not even paying attention to the comments, ladies and gentlemen. I got to pay attention to the comments, guys. We need to pay attention to the comments. Was Tesla attacks before or after? After. Tesla attacks were before. Now, can you confirm that? I don't think so. I don't think you can confirm that. Maybe because he was buddies with Trump. Yeah, that's probably why. That's probably why. Everybody thinks Pam's tied to some. I mean, if you guys come up with what Pam's tied to, but that's not what we're going to focus on. We got asked earlier, where were you? Why weren't you down at ice? Guys, I've been down at ice. Are you kidding me? I've been down at ice. I put in my time down at ice. There's no point to go down there anymore. What's a real Native American? What makes a real Native American? I want to know. That's a real question. Man, and I don't want to be sniffling and snorting all over your microphone, hearing it in your guys' ears. So, I think we're going to end it here. Guys, it's been a nice show. Thank you for joining. Again, that's Geyer Digital and Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all social media platforms, X, YouTube, Rumble. Do something good for yourself. Do something good for somebody else. Make something count, right? If you have a goal, go after it. I don't know. We usually get kind of motivational towards the end of the show, but I got nothing. Keep your Jennies tight in your Calvins. But we don't wear Calvin Kleins. I think we're wearing Caterpillar pants. And we're not sponsored by Caterpillar. The only sponsor that we have is Northwest Bound Outdoors, which is the banner that we've been running for about 10 minutes now. So if you don't book a trip with Northwest Bound Outdoors, then we have a problem here. Get on the boat, 971-599-9574. Keep the faith, right? AO Life says keep the faith, 100%. Got to have faith in something, but can you put your faith in something physical? Right? I learned that from a pastor one time, is people put their faith in something physical and it always fails them. I learned that from a pastor one time. Charlie preached our earth and water to his followers. It's in the basis of the teachings and whatever they found good. God will make the right things happen at the right times. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. All Native Americans have to be tribal identification, is what somebody's saying here in the comments. At first, I thought we were talking about a different Charlie here. We're talking about Charlie Manson. That was an interesting character. All right. Anything else? Anything else for me, ladies and gentlemen? Other than Charlie Manson. Anything else? Is there any breaking news? We're going to check the breaking news. If not, I think we're going to leave you guys with a positive live stream of something going on happening across the world. Where does everybody want to see a live stream from? There's Earth cameras that are planted all across the world, in the United States, wherever it may be. We stream them sometimes, and that's what we're going to stream until we get to our destination, where we're going to go work on our documentary here in downtown Portland. So we're going to keep this streaming. Come back into it. It's a great conversation forum. I mean, as you guys have seen, you can have conversations with each other in the chat. That's what the Gaia Show is partially here for. So, but thank you guys for joining. We're going to figure out where we're going to live stream for the next 45 minutes. Michelle Jones wants to see Hawaii. Okay, that's the first comment. So we're going to do a live stream from Hawaii. Bear with me real quick. This is where it gets awkward because it's kind of dead silent here. Hawaii live cam. Is there any live cams in Hawaii right now? There is. We've got the Shoreline Sheraton in Waikiki. And we'll end you guys with this. LaGuardia from Mudrucks says had a significant shutdown issue. Yeah, we've got shutdown issues happening. Now, is this breaking news, Mudrucks? Hawaii's flooded? Well, let's see it. Let's see it. So this is allegedly a live view from Hawaii as we speak. And we're just going to let you guys conversate amongst each other in the chat. And this is live from Waikiki Beach, real time, from the Sheraton Waikiki, live on the Gaia Show. We're going to keep the comments rolling. Keep some music rolling here in the background. Michelle's wondering if they have Maui. We'll keep it. We're going to keep it for the next few hours until we go live on X. I think we're going to continue to continue to just keep it rolling. So thank you guys for joining. This was a deep dive into the Travis Juhr files. We commented on the weekend antics at the Portland Ice facility. And we're going to keep seeking the truth. And our mods are crashing because some of them are on the East Coast, and so we're gonna cut it off with Geyer here. But we're gonna keep the live stream rolling with random Earth cams across the United States. Comment where you want to see. We might pull that up. We're gonna hold this tight for about 15 minutes, and we'll pull out some pretty cool places across the United States for you guys to see. And then tune in live on Tuesday for the Geyer Show with a special guest. Can't wait to have that conversation. We'll let you guys know who it is tomorrow. If there's any breaking news, send it to Geyer. We would like Geyer to go report on something in the Pacific Northwest, located in your neck of the woods. Get it to Geyer. Get Geyer on scene. That's Geyer Digital on Cash App and Venmo. My mods have it posted in the comments. Check out our videos on YouTube. We've got some long forms out there now. Short videos covering everything you need to know here in Portland when it comes to which Portland bathroom is the best bathroom to use to who's going to be our next governor. Travis Juhr being arrested to measure IP28, trying to weasel its way through. To illegals being harbored allegedly within the churches and the Presbyterian churches, the United Methodist churches, and the Episcopal, or however you pronounce it, churches in the Portland metro area. Ladies and gentlemen, that 14-year-old boy was found today. His mother did re-meet with him, thanks to Velly Ray, in those apartment buildings that he initially told me that we should go to first. So, follow that man, Velly Ray, on all social medias. He's only got YouTube and Twitter, but he's got a great YouTube channel. And we're going to catch you guys on the next live stream on Tuesday, live at 8 p.m. See you there.
This is the Geyer Show. This is the Geyer Show. On the front lines, up in your face, red light on, and the tape rolls. We don't blink when we name